What up, ladies and gents? This is Sonny of Legendary Fists with a movie review for Never Back Down, No Surrender. This is the third film of the Never Back Down series and the second to feature Michael Jai White as star and director. With the movie now released, I got a chance to view it in full and glad to report that it mostly turned out as I predicted. In my trailer impression for Never Back Down, No Surrender, I took an intuitive guess about certain elements of the film and the movie as a whole. Now that speculation is no longer needed, I can confidently say that Never Back Down, No Surrender surpasses The Beatdown in just about every way that you can consider. First, the story. It's a bit more straightforward in a general sense than Never Back Down 2, The Beatdown. That's not to say The Beatdown was all over the place or attempted to do so, but the pace of the movie felt as if it was overwhelmed trying to follow 5 main characters that were at least semi-pivotal to the overall story. But let's stick to the current movie. Never Back Down, No Surrender takes place several years after The Beatdown. Our protagonist, Case Walker, is back on the outside competing in small-time fights to make ends meet on his terms. After his latest match, Case has a chance encounter with longtime friend Brody James and arranges to meet later that evening to catch up on recent happenings. After some trivial chit-chat, the two get serious and agree on a plan to help resurrect each other's fighting careers. From here, you can probably predict the following key events in the movie, especially if you've seen the trailer once or thrice. That being said, Never Back Down, No Surrender was still made to be enjoyable. One of my biggest praises about NBD3 is its balance of characters. This movie does a much better job interweaving various personalities within the film. At no point does No Surrender seem overwhelmed with its number of characters like The Beatdown did at times. To elaborate, by count, NBD2 and 3 probably have the same total number of pivotal characters, but NBD2 seem to have too many of the same type of character. A troubled, misunderstood, but well-meaning Joe who's adept at kicking ass. We already have that in Case Walker, but NBD2 seemed as if it took a mold of Case, integrated it into an industrial machine, and then shat out 3 nearly identical yet unnecessary copies. Never Back Down, No Surrender offers a significantly wider spectrum of personalities that gel together within the story. This alone made No Surrender superior to The Beatdown. NBD3 also succeeded at adding a new dimension to Case's personality by pairing him with a love interest throughout the movie. The chemistry displayed on screen is a good balance and gets the job done. Not sweet enough to shock your jaw, but Mike and Jillian convincingly sell their performance and give an authentic feel. Josh Barnett's performance in No Surrender should satisfy realistic viewers. He never appears to be outclassed by seasoned actors in Michael Jai White and Esai Morales. Esai easily steals his scenes primarily due to his role, but still provides enough uniqueness to the performance to make it his. Jillian White nails her role as Misha Cruz. I wasn't willing to assume she would succeed in this role simply because she was Michael's wife. She looked prepared, engaged, and was able to deliver. Nathan Jones served his purpose in the film, with the majority of his success occurring in non-speaking sequences. Another plus about Never Back Down, No Surrender is its minor characters. They don't suck. Cliché? Yes. Predictable? Yes. So how do they not suck? Execution. Just because this movie could be regarded as B or C action doesn't mean the casting director has to treat it as such. Never Back Down, No Surrender benefited from some solid casting choices, and it showed on screen. In my trailer impression for NBD3, I mentioned my excitement at the appearances of Jija Yanin and Tony Jaa within the film. I'm happy to report that I got a little more than I expected from their cameos, so I've got no complaints on that end. To clarify, I'm not saying NBD3 doesn't leave anything to be desired. It's just that Never Back Down, No Surrender doesn't have any particular flaws that you wouldn't find in the majority of straight-to-home video productions. When you come into this niche of film, there's an immediate understanding that you shouldn't expect A-list production, deep stories with clever twists, or Oscar-worthy performances. That being said, there's still plenty of room to fail in the direct-to-home video realm of cinema, and NBD3 didn't take any significant missteps to me. On a general scale, I give Never Back Down, No Surrender a 6 out of 10. On a modified scale for B-list martial arts films, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. This is definitely an improvement over NBD2 and an excellent way to wrap Case Walker's story should this be his last appearance in the Never Back Down series. Thanks for watching this review of Never Back Down, No Surrender. Be sure to check out our other videos and subscribe for notifications about new reviews and trailer impressions. Also check out LegendaryFist.com for our prize giveaways and other content available on the site. Until next time, this is the Legendary Sonny, signing off.